It wouldn't surprise me at all, again, if it's one of the usual suspects, China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, or one of the other states that is well known to engage in malicious cyber activity.
Accusations that Canada's head of state has been targeted. The Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity is now investigating unauthorized access to the internal network of the Office of the Secretary to the Governor General. A former Canadian national security analyst says this was likely some form of state-sponsored attack.
I was kind of taken aback by this when it originally happened, simply because, again, it's a symbolic role. The Governor General, their computer systems probably don't have reams of, top secret information, but they do have sensitive data.
Stephanie Carvin is a former national security analyst for the Canadian government. She says while the offices in Rideau Hall may not have classified information on their computers, the Governor General's office will still likely have information relating to our government's priorities.
It could have been ransomware, it could have been someone else, it could be data theft, could have been somebody coming in doing what's known as a reconnaissance just to see what's there.
David Masson has worked in national security and cyber warfare for over a decade, first for the UK, now in Canada. He says there's still too little information to pinpoint exactly what happened, but adds it's also possible a third-party cutout was involved.
I'm sure we're all aware that a lot of the big famous ransomware gangs seem to all live in jurisdictions that allow them to do what they want, whether that be Russia, China, North Korea, or whatever. So it could be a nation state or it could be a criminal gang acting on their behalf.
Masson says while he's confident Canada will find out who's behind the breach, whether that's shared publicly is a whole other matter.
Even though the government might be very sure about who may be responsible by attack, there's always an element of uncertainty. And there's always there's a right time for pointing the finger and there's a wrong time for pointing the finger. And there'll be a whole load of other things always going on in the background that might make it more appropriate not to apportion blame at a certain time.
You're effectively accusing them of criminal activity, and that can have an impact on other goals that you may have in terms of either negotiating trade agreements or even perhaps trying to come up with some kind of climate change agreement. So, these things are very sensitive and they're done carefully.
In Ottawa, Xiaoli Li, City News.